Hello everyone. Today we are going to see one of our automation utility, VRX zMigGIT, which automatically migrates an application which is defined into legacy SCM to modern Git-based SCM. So let us get insights about this. So actually we are going to see what are the challenges when it is in legacy SCM, what is the solution is all about, and how it is going to benefit for a legacy customer, and we'll get into that deep dive demo. So actually, if you see the legacy SCM, Endevor, ChangeMan or Panelate, they are ISPF-based and which has a limited integration with other open system tooling or DevOps integrations. So the challenge is purely of we are anyways into legacies, though you have a modern tooling or modern facilitations are in place, and it is also in giving you a very less adoptions to DevOps, and there is a skills shortage as well, because getting an skilled people with a legacy SCM is it's in scarcity, and also it has a heavy licensing cost. So in spite of it, it is not allowing you to get into DevOps option. It is not allowing you to get into a modern interface. So with these things as in challenges, our innovation utility, which is an RX based automation utility, which basically doesn't automatically extracts and complete source code information from your legacy SCM. So all the applications along with the version history, metadata. So what is an element, what are the different versions, and CCID informations, everything it is going to extract on a single click, and which predominantly taken out, and it will be stored into a persistent database. It may be in SQL Server or Mongo database, and which also facilitate the mapping of your branching. So let's say, for example, in Endevor, you have an dev, prod, and integration, so pre-prod, those environments. So those environments will be in Git-based SCM. It will be kind of the different features, branches, right? Features, releases, and what is a main branch, how will be mapping. So those mapping also takes care, and we will also have the complete validation of migration with the number of files moved and whether the file content have been moved properly or not. We are performing a validation, and with the help of this, we can able to get the benefit of migrating in faster, in spite of the manual these things. Manually, if you want to take, let's say, for example, a smaller application with 5,000 or 10,000 files, it may definitely take 2 months in a manual means, but our migration utility will complete in a week's time once it is set it up. So, and also it is a validation, or the efficiency is 99%. We can able to confirm, and the migration faster. It may take, depending on the level of customization, it may be 60 to 80%, and it improves once it is migrated. It improves the developer productivity with the Git based, and we can able to onboard the new developers with Git based SCM. And this is our architecture. So from legacy Endevor, our automation engine is extracting, and it is keeps you in the intermediate format. Our mapping rules is mapping your right target in the target SCM tool. And actually, in our case, the target SCM can be GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, or Azure DevOps. So whichever you choose, as per that, the mapping rule will get facilitated, and we will try to load all the migrated assets into the target SCM, whatever is chosen. So, and after that, you can able to validate whether the application have been migrated properly, and the number of files and file sizing, and whether the content of the file is completely moved without any truncation. So those things we can able to facilitate. So let us see how this works in a live demo, and then we will take you back shortly with other tools. So I wanted to demonstrate each one. So one after another, let us deep dive into the demo.
Here is the quick demo on our solution. So if you can log in, this is our interface which has all the phases for migration, and if you can see the Endevor extract, so the Endevor application which is defined is actually we are extracting with an utility, and the extracted outcome is in the form of a file which has all the details of your application assets along with the source files and metadata information about the applications, version history. So everything is taken in the form of a file, intermediate file, and that file is given as an input for the next steps, and in between we are storing all the extracted information into the database, which is a SQL server. In this case can be taken to any database, DB2 or even Mongo, and once this is loaded, we can able to have this information persistent at any point in time. Later migration we can able to verify and validate, and this is what our mapping, how the artifacts are getting mapped, and our transformation engine is basically triggered by this once you choose your target SCM. So GitHub in this case, and the transform engine is transforming all the artifacts of Endevor to equivalents of GitHub in terms of a repository, folder, subfolders, and the files, and also branches. Actually the stages were converted into branches, and the next, if you can able to see after successful migration, this is our GitHub interface. You can see the repo is created and your system and subsystems are transferred as folders and files, and this is how the application is migrated. And we have a quick validation check in terms of the number of files which is migrated under each system and subsystem, and how about the file sizing. So everything is confirmed as it is in equivalent to your source and the target. Thank you.